Diddy has built an empire in music and entertainment, but now Hollywood's biggest stars are in panic mode. Rumor has it that Diddy holds secrets that could bring down some of the most powerful names in the industry. From scandalous parties to questionable business dealings, Diddy's connections run deep. And now, with new lawsuits and stories surfacing, there's talk that Diddy might be ready to expose it all. As one source said, if Diddy starts talking, Hollywood will burn. Get ready, because this video is diving into why Tinseltown is freaking out over what Diddy might reveal next. Hollywood on edge.
Bruh, go ahead. Criminals do crimes with criminals. I've never been a criminal. You understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So now, if you're looking to answer something about Puff, Puff ain't the Puff. Puff had different phases of his life that y'all don't understand. And let's get down to the nitty gritty of it. You understand? First you got Puff Daddy, who had Daddy's house and the parties and things like that. Then you had Puff. You understand? Then you had Diddy. Then you had Brother Love, and then Love. I had Puff around the stage when he was Puff Daddy and Puff and some of Diddy. Not the new Diddy that they gave the diddler and everything like that. So he ain't the guy, he wasn't the guy that y'all see now back then when he was in Harlem. You understand?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party, this is what happens to the white man.
It's so unfortunate.
You gotta pull back though, so they can see. That's crazy. Matt, move out the way. You're still alive. Look at that. Look. Would you
Get the drink on his head.
And that's James from Simeon Mobile Disco. He is a actual DJs aren't supposed to pass out, but when they come to one of my parties, this is what happens to him. I put him to sleep.
Next day, right?
You put the drink on his head.
Yeah. There it is.
Damn.
High-profile men in order to pilfer crucial documents for personal enrichment and blackmail purposes.
Yes, you heard that right. They are accusing her of lacing drinks and things of that nature. So this story gets even crazier. Hold on, watch this.
Saga unfolded when federal agents executed a dramatic raid on the residence of music mogul Diddy, revealing a cache of incriminating video footage. This footage reportedly captures Kardashian engaged in activities that have sent shockwaves through the entertainment and legal worlds alike. In a turn of events that has both stunned and captivated the public, the FBI claims that Kardashian is not only involved in the theft of vital information, but also used it as leverage to further her own interests. The gravity of these allegations has sent ripples through Hollywood.
So at this point, it look like the feds been keeping up with the Kardashians just like us. So I'm gonna keep my ear to the street and I'll let y'all know what I know. I'm out.
Hollywood is buzzing with rumors that Diddy might be ready to spill some serious secrets. Insiders say he has dirt on some of the biggest names in the industry, from actors to executives. One source said, Diddy knows where all the bodies are buried. Over the years, Diddy's been a key player in Hollywood, attending the most exclusive events and rubbing shoulders with A-listers. But behind the scenes, he's allegedly collected information that could destroy careers. With more lawsuits and scandals coming to light, Hollywood's elite are bracing themselves for what could be a massive fallout. The power Diddy holds.
Federal judge is now refusing to grant Sean Diddy Combs bail. Instead, he's going straight to jail tonight after Diddy pleaded not guilty to charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. I want to show you some of these brand new court sketches coming into us, like literally in the last 90 seconds. This is Combs in court after prosecutors arrested him at a hotel in Manhattan. It's where he's apparently been living for weeks, according to what a person familiar with the move tells NBC News. All of it a tipping point now in that sprawling federal investigation into the superstar's alleged years of sex crimes dating back to 2009.
Diddy's influence stretches far beyond music. He's been at the center of Hollywood's most exclusive circles for decades, and with that comes knowledge. Knowledge that could ruin reputations. A former associate said Diddy has seen it all, from drug-fueled parties to shady business deals. His power lies in his connections, and those connections are starting to sweat. With new legal battles and former friends turning on him, Diddy might be tempted to use his inside knowledge as leverage, leaving Hollywood's biggest stars in a state of panic. Politicians at risk.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines.
It's not just Hollywood that's worried. Diddy's connections to political figures have also raised eyebrows. Over the years, Diddy has rubbed shoulders with influential politicians, attending high-profile events and fundraisers. Some insiders claim that Diddy has knowledge of shady dealings between politicians and the entertainment industry. As one source said, Diddy's parties weren't just about fun, they were about power and influence. If Diddy decides to expose what he knows, it could send shockwaves through both Hollywood and Washington. Actors on the Edge.
And I'm Cindy Shu. Sean Diddy Combs has been charged in federal court in New York City, and an indictment into the charges music mogul's facing was just unsealed in Lower Manhattan.
The indictment alleges that between 2008 and now, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced his victims. It even alleges he led a racketeering conspiracy that engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice, among other crimes.
Damian Williams, U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, is speaking right now.
And let's head to the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan and hear more about the charges in this case.
Arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers.
A family member who I want you to hire them as an intern. Yeah. And I have never talked about this publicly. And the internship stopped abruptly, like 3 or 4 months into it. Yeah. And I spoke to my family member, like, well, what happened? And they wouldn't say. Yeah. Years later, they finally came out, and this is a male. Puff had said, come home, stay the night with me, or the internship is over. And absolutely not. And the internship ended. But from there, I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah. You know, we all have stories. Seriously, we all have stories. Mine is horrific, and only 5 people know it. And I probably will never tell it. But since then, I've been like, yep. And I also am very intimately aware that you tell your truth and you become victimized over and over and over and over and over and over. And mind you, I then interviewed him many times. I have a lot of stories, y'all. I've been in Hollywood for 25 years, maybe longer, 30. I got a lot of stories. Unfortunately, maybe I'll write a book one day. But it just is so traumatizing that women just want to live every day and feel safe. And when we revisit, we live in a state of victimhood. And nobody wants to live there. So for those who are like, why didn't you say something then? Because we just want to live. We want to be happy. And we really want to forget the trauma. So there's
Gecko from the Geico commercial. Then he turned and started going, when he lived in Cali and Miami, he turned into Godzilla. I would see him talk about how he using drugs. He was never like that. Smoking cigarettes, smoking weed and everything like that. He turned into something that you could consider a monster, bruh. Then he started doing things to people, you understand, that he learned. That's a learned behavior, bruh. Now, I'm not saying that he may have been doing a couple of things here and there with women, stuff like that in New York, but the things that they're talking about that he was doing, bringing in prostitutes to have sex with his girl and all that stuff like that, That was some crazy stuff to me, man. So I'm just looking at this whole thing, man, and you had asked me, and we don't have these conversations like most people do. We gonna go back and you gonna tell me what, we gonna talk about this. You said, I'ma ask you how you feel, bro. I don't want no man to ever go to jail and be leaving their kids behind, be leaving their family behind. You understand? But some dudes belong in jail based on what they do and how they do it. We know that to be true.
Some of the biggest names in Hollywood have partied with Diddy, but now those same stars are worried about what he might reveal. A-listers like Leonardo DiCaprio, Jay-Z, and even Beyonce have all been seen at Diddy's events. One insider said, if Diddy starts talking, there's no telling whose name will come up. Hollywood's elite are in panic mode, with some stars reportedly lawyering up just in case Diddy's secrets come to light. The fear is that Diddy could expose a web of lies and scandals that would shake the industry to its core. Business moguls involved.
Disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, once known for his lavish lifestyle and living large in his multi-million-dollar mansions, has a new home as he awaits trial in his federal sex trafficking case. Last week, the Bad Boy Founder's defense team unsuccessfully fought to keep the music producer out of federal jail after his arrest. Now his new digs once house other high-profile inmates, including R. Kelly, Fetty Wap, Sam Bankman-Fried, and Ghislaine Maxwell. Diddy is currently housed at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, a stark difference from the glitz, glamour, and wealth in Hollywood and Star Island in Miami Beach, Florida. But MDC Brooklyn has been described as hell on earth, with horrifying conditions. The facility, which now houses Diddy, opened in the early 90s and is the only federal jail in New York City after the Bureau of Prisons closed its Metropolitan Correctional Center in 2021 after many issues came to light in the wake of Jeffrey Epstein's suicide just 2 years earlier.
Business tycoons are also feeling the heat. Diddy has long-standing relationships with some of the most powerful figures in media, tech, and entertainment. From record label executives to Silicon Valley giants, Diddy's network is vast, and those connections could be at risk. One source claimed there are billionaires who should be very worried about what Diddy knows. If he chooses to reveal the backdoor deals and hidden alliances that have shaped the industry, it could result in lawsuits, ruined careers, and a total industry shakeup. Could Diddy destroy Hollywood?
And now that you've handed over a few kids yourself to make sure they get fixed up just like you like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know if it's the mediocrity or that you're just mad that they you first. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but it's just, it's how do you accept an award for being something that you know you're not? How do you do that? How does Common sit around and pretend like he's a prolific black rapper when all you've done is line up amazing black women to move them out of the way when they don't go the way the Illuminati wants them to go, like Lauryn Hill, like me, like Tiffany Haddish. That's 3 women who are real as fuck, who used to deal with you, and their careers changed after you.
This morning, embattled music mogul Sean Diddy Combs will remain behind bars on charges that include sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy after a second judge overseeing his federal criminal case denied him bond once again.
The fight continues. We're not giving up by a long shot.
Outside the New York City courthouse, his lawyer defiant.
He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent. And we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight any longer.
The judge ruling the bail package presented by Combs' lawyer was insufficient, siding with prosecutors who called Combs a threat to society, adding there is no condition that would assure that the rapper would not obstruct justice. A major topic of discussion ahead of the ruling, this troubled 2016 video that shows Combs brutally beating his then-girlfriend, singer Cassie, who prosecutors Combs
anyway. She talks about being, assaulted by her dad and how she was pregnant at 12 and how she went to go get a deletion. And when she got there, she heard them say at the clinic, honey, it's okay, you have options. And guess what she said? For the first time in my life, I was happy because I had never had an option before. She was so grateful for her abortion. Because what kind of country is this where people expect a child to carry their parents' baby? We need our reproductive rights. We don't just need to make sure that we stop leaving fathers in the house.
The question on everyone's mind is simple. Could Diddy really bring down Hollywood? With more and more people coming forward with stories about his parties and dealings, the possibility seems more real than ever. A former partygoer said, if Diddy talks, it's game over for a lot of people. The entertainment industry thrives on secrecy, but Diddy's been a key figure for so long that he might have the power to expose it all. If he does, the consequences could be catastrophic for some of Hollywood's most untouchable figures. Celebrity Confessions.
Poison me, and by the way, y'all done already fuck with me so much. Y'all already black mirrored me. You already made everybody think I'm crazy. You already took my family away. You already separated all my friends. I don't got no celebrity friends. Because when I was on TV, on Instagram saying, I don't know where my child is, and the Kardashians kidnapped my daughter in public, and I didn't have the address of my child, none of these niggas that want to say something
Travis
now.
gave you the address, though, right?
Travis gave me the address.
Right.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you. Hold on.
Okay.
All you fake hard niggas, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fucking fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal for you to be able to do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you gonna go pull my coat car. So y'all niggas shut the fuck up about me. Now let me say it calm. You niggas shut the fuck up about Michael.
Right. That's this lawsuit, right? Lil Ron, he alleges that, Diddy told him personally that he had sex with Usher. And when you look at the lawsuit, even though they got Usher's name redacted, you could tell who it is because they described him as the guy that performed at the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, we all know who that is, but how you feel about that, man?
Well, I mentioned that earlier, that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now,
as the pressure mounts, some celebrities are already starting to confess their involvement in Diddy's world. From minor scandals to major career-damaging revelations, stars are worried about being caught in the crossfire. One actor said everyone's looking over their shoulder, wondering if they're next. While many A-listers are staying quiet for now, there's a sense of fear in the air. If Diddy talks, there could be a wave of confessions as stars try to get ahead of the truth before it ruins them. A legal showdown.
As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson.
Hollywood's lawyers are preparing for a massive legal showdown. If Diddy decides to expose what he knows, it could lead to lawsuits, criminal charges, and broken contracts. Entertainment attorneys are already working behind the scenes to protect their clients, many of whom have been linked to Diddy's scandals. One lawyer said, "This could be one of the biggest legal battles Hollywood has ever seen." With so much at stake, the legal teams are gearing up for what could be a drawn-out war in the courts. The fallout begins. Even though Diddy hasn't said much publicly, the fallout has already begun. Reports are surfacing of celebrities distancing themselves from Diddy and his events. Some stars have even canceled appearances at his upcoming parties. A source close to the situation said everyone's scrambling to protect themselves. As more lawsuits are filed and stories leaked, the panic is spreading. It's clear that Diddy's empire is starting to crack, and Hollywood is bracing for the worst. What happens next? With so much uncertainty surrounding Diddy and his next moves, Hollywood is on edge. Will he reveal the secrets he's been holding on to for decades, or will he keep them buried? The industry is watching closely, knowing that if Diddy chooses to speak out, the fallout could be massive. As one source said, if Diddy starts talking, no one is safe. For now, all eyes are on Diddy, waiting to see if he'll be the one to bring Hollywood's darkest secrets to light.